All right, my name is Chris Campbell. I'm a practicing CPA, and I work with small businesses and individuals to help them pay the least amount of taxes possible while keeping them out of jail. So today's a little bit more of a rant. I just found it a little disturbing, so I figured that I'd speak out about it. Or that I work with I have a number of clients that are restaurants, and we recently got approached by the company. I'll say the company's name. Maybe it's something they'll fix by me calling them out. But we got contacted recently by the company CloudKitchens. And for those that might not be familiar with that company, what they do is offer shared kitchen space for restaurants to operate off of food apps. They provide a cooking space. It's relatively small, that's all it is, and it's shared. So think of it like a shared office suite or shared salon suites, where it's a large building, but it's cut up into smaller rooms so that each tenant can operate their own business. So I've done it with offices where you go to shared office space and you have one small office in there, but every office in there is a separate business. So CloudKitchens practice that same concept there, except that they've done it for restaurants, and they just provide kitchen space, back of the house setup for individual restaurants all under one place. So one of my clients was recently approached by them because they work well off of the food apps, because the whole premise is that you have a kitchen space and that your front of the house, so to speak, are the delivery food apps. So your Uber Eats, your DoorDash, your Grubhub, those things, where this hub is the location of the restaurant, and you can use the food delivery apps to deliver to everyone from this particular space. So one of my restaurant clients was recently approached by CloudKitchens, offering their services. Because this particular client does a lot of work over the food apps, we figured we'd go check it out. Sounds like it could be a good opportunity. It's a good way to expand the footprint without outlaying a lot of capital. Sounds like a pretty good idea. Love the concept of it. So we check it out, and it was a good impression. I liked how it's set up. Prices were a little strong. I guess that's where you're at with real estate. But either way, versus the cost of actually opening a brand new storefront, the cost pales in comparison to that. So it can save you a good amount of money. Now, like the concept, love what they were doing. But when we looked at the offer for what their deal is, you obviously have to pay monthly for the space, your rent, which, okay, is understandable. You're renting the space, you have to pay each month. No problem there. What I did run into a problem with them, though, was they also make you run all of your orders through their app. And in addition to that, I think it was around roughly 2% of every sale. And that's where I ran into the big problem with, because this is a shared office suite. And normally with your shared office suites, the deal is you're paying for the real estate. You pay your monthly fee, whatever that might be. Normally it's a flat fee. And that's it. You go about your business. What CloudKitchens was looking to do. And I don't even know if it's unique to them. Maybe there are other companies out there that do the same thing, but I still think it's foolish for a restaurant to enter in such an agreement. To use their app to direct all the food orders, it has to go through them. And on top of that, pay 2% additional commission on the order in exchange for using their real estate on top of what you already pay every month is ridiculous to me. It's not like they were asking like $1,000 a month plus the 2%. No, it was, pretty sizable rent for what you were getting in the market. The monthly fee was not up. So to pay a 2% fee on all sales is a bit ridiculous, and more so ridiculous, I'd probably even say, using the app. Now, keep in mind, these places that are set up using the food apps for most of your sales anyway, because most of these kitchen areas are in industrial areas. So it's not as if you're on a main strip and you're going to get a lot of walk-in traffic. No, these are industrial buildings where these kitchens are built out. So you're using these places with the intent of using the food apps. I've done videos before outlining how expensive and how much the traditional food apps take. Roughly 20 to 25%, in some instances 35-40% in some cases. So to pay an additional 2%, I think that's what it was, 2% on top of that it can be pretty crippling, especially when you really try to understand what the value you derive of running your information and your orders through yet another third-party app on top of what you already have to run it through. It's bad enough if you don't get your customer data running through your Uber Eats and your DoorDashes. It's bad enough that you don't get your data there, but you're going to go and share your data with someone else, another party, in exchange for not much more value. It's pretty ridiculous. As a result, once we got approached and we learned this, we did not move forward with them. And as long as they have that policy, that's probably something that we won't be doing. It just doesn't make sense. So they had it where they were just taking their flat rental fee each month. I think that's a bit more palatable, but I think you guys are a little crazy for that, to be quite honest with you. So hopefully you guys change your policy. I don't even know if that's standard across the board. These type of companies, I know there's not many out there. I think Ghost Kitchens is probably one of the bigger ones. And I know the history behind it with the whole Ghost Kitchens thing. There's the guy that used to run Uber created this, so I understand the amount of data that collects. So I see why he did it. They have a treasure trove of data over at Uber that they collect. So I see why they're doing it. It just doesn't make sense for the client restaurants to participate under those circumstances. So hopefully you guys have changed some things up, and if you do, maybe get another customer or two. So that's all for now. Again, it's just a bit more of a rant, but if you're a restaurant, maybe take heed and think about that this is the best thing for you if you are participating with them or thinking about participating with them. I'm just sharing my experience with it. So that's all for now. If you have any more questions about this or any particular tax, accounting, business related question, feel free to reach out, comment. Happy to help. All right, that's all for now. Talk to you in the next one.